Clemens Homebrew.
Coming at ya.
So I've got another beer that I'd saved to drink with Christian. I had the 2016 version of this, which I've already reviewed, and I saved the larger bottle, the 22 ouncer, of the 2015. It is the NeverMore from Novo Brewing out of Portland, Oregon, a local brew.
And the cool thing about this local brew is I know a guy who's brewed with the Nova personally. He actually won a Pro-Am with that.
That's right. It's the barrel-aged black barley wine with smoked figs and cocoa nibs, and this is a whopping 12.5% ABV and 60 IBUs. They're calling it, like I say, a black barley wine. That's kind of unique.
Yeah, and I love barley wine.
Yeah, so...
Wait, hold on. I love all beer.
All right, well, let's get this one cracked open. So while he gets that going, just take a peek at this. Look how dark this is for barley wine. That's why they're calling this a black barley wine. And certainly that means there's going to be a lot more roasted malts in this than you would normally get in a barley wine, right?
Kind of got excited and filled it up.
I'll live with it.
Oops.
All right. Oh, look at that. Give it a swirl. Look at the head kind of rebuilt. And look at the legs that kind of created on there, the lacing on that glass.
Very, very nice lacing for what I can get out of it.
All right, I'm going to get the nose here.
Ooh.
I'm going to let him lead.
Ooh, yeah. I didn't know if it said American barley wine or not, but I do get a little bit of hop flavor. I do get the figs, a little bit of cocoa, and just that mix of assortment that you get out of barley wines.
You get a little bit of an ethanol, like alcohol type on the nose, kind of a scent. Mm-hmm. And my guess is that will probably fade and go away as it aerates a bit.
Oh yeah, definitely get the cocoa nibs in there.
Cocoa nibs, you get a light smoke on that, you get some dark fruit. But what's so interesting is that you're getting these roasted malts that you don't characteristically get in a barley wine.
I feel like I get a little bit hint of vanilla, so I'm going to assume it's oak.
So it says, we're proud to share this collaborative project with Portland's very own Moonstruck Chocolates. So they used cocoa nibs from Moonstruck Chocolates, which people in our area know what that is.
That's good chocolate.
But they don't give any information as far as the barrel aging goes. So,
yeah,
you didn't leave a whole lot for me down there. All right.
I wasn't paying attention to my pour.
No worries. I say it's time to dive in
I'm
now.
in trouble.
Not at all. Cheers. No, we'd let this warm up. So this is probably mid to upper 50s right now. It's a lot different from the 16. I'm going to just tell you that right now. The 16 had much more fruit on it than this. This 15 version is really smooth tasting. And there's a lot of dark roast. It has those characteristics that you get from a barley wine, those caramels and things. And there's a lot of hop character going on this. I mean, it is 60 IBUs. So you do get a lot of hops on it.
Yeah, I guess there is hop character on it. I was almost trying to debate if it was an English barley wine or American, because it has those smooth hints to it. But on the other hand, it has some hoppiness to it.
Yeah.
And, but it's not pronounced. But we usually base our American barley wines off of Hair of the Dog, which is always spiked, as I would say.
But, now I can compare the 16 and the 15, which is unfair to him. But the 16 had much more barrel character going on with it. I actually got a lot more like the bourbon type characteristic type flavors going on with it. And the fruits were much fresher, so it was a bit sweeter and so forth, and I got a lot more of the smoky figs and so forth on it. This, after, I assume they brewed it the same way, and after a year's time, it's just really smooth.
It is, and you get a lot of the dark cacao nibs, which is, they said it was whole beans in there, so it kind of gives off that earthiness, the darker flavors, which then leads to a dark barley wine. I'd say it is a barley wine. It is a little hoppy, but then it has some of those stout or porter characteristics.
Roasty qualities.
Yeah, roasty quality, which you don't usually get.
You can tell that it was in the barrel, but you can't really distinguish much more about that other than you get that nice oaky character on it. You've got this bitterness that builds on the backside. So along with the roastiness and that hot bitterness, it builds on the backside. But you come back in with a sip, and then you get those sweeter qualities again. But they're really rich, sweet qualities, you know?
Yeah, no, it's a very complex beer.
Really
as you're
is.
drinking it, it's definitely taking me time to really take it in, enjoy it. It's definitely not a normal barley wine, obviously, because it's so dark.
I'm not taking much time. I'm plowing through it.
Yeah.
But speaking of time, I think what we should probably do is take a little time. And then we'll come back with some numbers and conclusions. Well, we've been enjoying this one and having a fun time chatting. All right. Well, anything new, anything different at all with this? He likes it. I can tell you that. It's kind of unique. I mean, but we pretty much described it. I think we pretty much came out with everything you could say as far as flavors and things go.
Yeah.
It's when you sip it on the front side, the first touch of the tongue, you totally get the barley wine flavors. Just a little bit of added roast in the middle of it. The roast starts kicking in, along with some of the bitterness and the smokiness, and those characters come. And then you hit the backside, and then what lingers, and you get this
Dark abyss.
Yeah, this rich, this complex, dark, complex, and rich flavors that fade into kind of a bitterness. Now Christian feels like he thinks there's too much chocolate. For me, there's never enough, but it's a barley wine. So,
hence why I said too much chocolate.
Yeah.
You can never have too much chocolate, but for a barley wine, you're like,
right.
So
it does make it quite unique. And it truly, though, they describe it properly once again, it is a black barley wine.
Which is a new category that hasn't been made yet.
Till now.
Till today.
Yeah.
So, by the way, ever-growing beer categories, black barley wine.
Yeah.
It's been created.
Like it. Love it.
Now you can take your barley wine that you might have screwed up on and say, no, it's black.
Yeah, let's throw some roast in there, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you screwed up, get some roast. All right, so what are we going to do?
We're going to rate it.
Well, there we go. That's right.
Black barley wine.
Black
apparently.
barley wines. Well, I
can't
think,
judge.
Yeah, it's a winner. It's the best. 100.
Never had this before.
So barley wines. We're going to just put it in the barley wine category as a whole. All right. Honest. It doesn't quite fit the barley wine category, so you can't give it this just ultra stupendous ratings, and yet it's really good. So, I don't know. In terms of barley wines, I really love my barley wines. For a barley wine, I got to give it an 88. It's a B+.
And see, that's the thing, is like, this is a good beer. I'm not gonna take that away from them. But they said barley wine, and technically black barley wine has been made. So if we put it in the barley wine category,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 89, because when you first sip it, so good. And then you're like, wow, these aren't characteristics of barley wine as it starts developing in your mouth. So.
But, I mean, if we tried to go, what the hell, we'll say it. If we went with the category of black barley wine, which we really don't have much to compare about, I still couldn't rank it ultra high in terms of black barley wine, because for me personally, there's too much bitterness on the backside for me. And I would have gone with a 93 on a black barley wine.
I might have gone with a 94, just a little bit more. But on the other hand, we don't know how they go. I'm waiting for the next company to come out with
the next
one.
black barley wine.
Maybe we'll make our own.
That's right.
You get Too Far Gone Brewing, we'll have their own black barley wine.
That sounds like a great idea. So now overall, though, now that's where it gets more interesting, and this is where I'm going to let him go first.
This is a excellent beer. Not world class, but excellent. I'm going to go with 91. I haven't had it before, and there's so many conflictions, but it's delicious. It's a complex, fun beer to enjoy.
Now, this is a moment where I really wish I remembered what I ranked the last version. So I just have to go with my gut now. And my gut's pretty happy, actually.
Delicious.
So, I'm just digging on it. Actually, I have to go back to when I first had Yeti. The first time I had Yeti, it was like, it's an imperial stout, but it had high bitterness. I think it was like 80 or something ridiculous. And these guys were all like, Dad's gonna hate this beer.
Oh yeah.
And I loved it. And I'm not the high bitterness guy, but I just dug on it. It's still an excellent beer. And high bitterness or not, there's just so many unique things here when you got the cacao's there, which is different for barley wine. And you've got these smoked figs, which I just love. And this is a very complex beer. I'm going 94. I'm just loving it.
Senior has proclaimed it right there.
I've stamped it on there. Here it is again. It is the NeverMore. Now, you know, when I see NeverMore, I don't know, I think Evermore. Somehow it makes me think Peter Pan, but I don't know why. But NeverMore, no, you want to do more of this. It's the 2015 version from Novo Brewing.
I agree. You need more of this beer. And I just want to tell you right now, the life is too short.
The drink cheap beer.
And we will see you
on the next beer review.